Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alfan Fajar and my student ID is B1024201005 and I'm from Management International class. And in this video I am going to talk about the HRM class in chapter 9, which is talent management. So first, I already watched the three YouTube videos. The first video teaches me about what is talent management, which is a set of integrated organizational human resource process designed to attract, develop and motivate and also retain productive, engaged employees and to retain the employees as well. And the goal of talent management is to create a high performance sustainable organization that meets its strategic and operational goals and objectives, and these professional perspectives on talent management vary dramatically. And the second video is about setting out the process of development, talent management and succession. And staff development works best if there is a process behind it rather than leaving it to individuals or to change. And this video also describes about the 9-box and 4-box models of development, and this video also discusses about the idea of talent and discuss whether it's right that some employees are talent while others are not. And also this video teaches us on how to investigate what to do with those design talent and those whose talents lie elsewhere. And then the third video is about how to quickly assess our talent in our organization, and also how to know if we have the right people in the right seats in our company using the simple tool, which is the talent assessment. And I do understand about the explanations of the speakers in these three videos, because the explanations are very clear and very understandable. And the advantage that I take from watching these three videos is that I can understand more about the talent management in a more efficient way and effective way, because learning using video from YouTube is one of the best learning method. And I also already read the HR headline on page 283. So how top companies develop stars. For example, American Express, they built a rigorous leadership development program with metrics, incentives, goals, values and calendars. But the biggest investment in leadership for these businesses is the time spent by the CEO and other executives. So that is how they develop the stars in their company. And the other example is McDonald's CEO. The CEO personally reviews the development of the company's top 200 managers. And at GE, which is one of the biggest company in the world, the CEO reviews the top 600 manager in their company. Okay, so there are several scope of talent management. The first one is target jobs, which is the first issue to identify the types of jobs that will be the focus of talent management efforts. And then the second scope is high potential individuals. So some organizations focus talent management efforts primarily on high potential individuals. Often these high potential individuals referred to as high posts. So attracting, retaining and developing high posts have become the emphasis for some talent management efforts. And the third one is competency models. It is about what does a person who is ready to be moved up look like, what competencies should the person have, and the competency models show knowledge, skills and abilities for various jobs. And then the fourth scope is talent pools. And talent pools are a way to reduce the risk that the company may not need a certain specialty after developing it. And then the next one is career tracks. So it includes a series of steps that one follows to become ready to move up. And then the next is assessment. So assessment most often involves tests of one sort or another. Tests for IQ, personality, aptitude, and other factors are used in this assessment. And then the last one is development risk sharing. I also have already read the HR practices on page 286. So this it's HR perspective, not practices. So this HR perspective tells me about groundbreaking talent management programs and how to develop good managers in our company. And by hiring people they view as high potentials right out of college and developing them. And then I also already read the figure 9.2 on page 289. And this figure is about succession planning process, and there are 5 processes. The first one is integrate with strategy. So the questions in this process that should be answered are what competencies will be needed, which jobs will be critical, how should critical positions be filled, and will international assignments be needed. And then the second succession planning process is involve top management, and the questions that should be answered are: is CEO personally involved? Are top executives mentoring or coaching? And are there authority and accountability for succession goals? And then the third process is assess key talent. So does this person have the competencies is the first question that should be answered in this process. The second one is what competencies are missing. The third one is, are assessments or performance evaluations or etc. valid? And then we also have, is a results orientation used to identify high positions? And the last question is, are individuals and career goals or interests compatible? And then the fourth process is follow development practices, and the questions that should be answered in this process are: how can missing competencies be developed? Are there opportunities for those in higher positions to interact with executives or board members? Can talent pools be created for job pools? What are the rewards to subordinate development? And are high position or successors to be told? And then the last process is monitor or evaluate. So the questions that should be answered are multiple metrics used? Are positions filled internally? And is the process viewed favorably? Okay, so there are several terms related to talent management that I am going to explain. The first one is make or buy talent. So we can either develop, which is make, or competitive human resources, or hire, which is buy them already developed from somewhere else. And then the second term is potential versus performance. So this term is focusing only on potential, maybe too narrow. We need to combine potential and performance using a two-dimensional graph. And there are several benefits of formal succession planning. The first benefit is having a supply of talented employees to fill future key openings. And then we can also provide career paths and plans for employees, which aids in employee retention and performance motivation. And then the third benefit is continually reviewing the need for individuals as organizational changes occur more frequently. And then the last benefit of formal succession planning is enhancing the organizational brand and reputation of the company as a desirable place to work. And then there are 4 general individual characteristics that affect how people make career choices. The first general individual characteristic is interests. So people tend to pursue careers that they believe match their interests. But over time, interests change for many people, and career decisions eventually are made based on special skills, abilities, and career paths that are realistic for the individual. And then the second characteristic is the self-image. This is a career is an extension of a person's self-image as well as a molder of it. And people follow careers they can see themselves in and avoid those that do not fit with their perceptions of their talents, motives, and values. And then the third characteristic is the personality. So it's an employee's personality includes that individual's personal orientation, for example, like inclination to be realistic, enterprising, or artistic, and personal needs, including affiliation, power, and achievement needs. And individuals with certain personality types gravitate to different clusters of occupations. And social backgrounds, this is the last characteristic, which is socioeconomic status and the educational levels and occupations of a person's parents are included in an individual's social background. And children of a physician or a welder know from a parent what that job is like and may either seek or reject it based on how they view the parent's job. So I also already read the figure 9.5 on page 295. So this figure 9.5 is about general career periods, and there are 4 stages. The first one is early career. It's like the 20 plus years. And the needs of this early career is identifying interests, exploring several jobs, and the concerns are external rewards, acquiring more capabilities. And then the second period is mid-career. It's around 30 to 40 years age of career. So the needs are advancing in career, lifestyle may limit options, growth opportunities, and the concerns are values, contribution, integrity, and well-being. And then the third period is late career, which is for 50 years plus. So the needs are updating skills, individual is settled in, and individual is a leader whose opinions are valued. And the concerns are mentoring, disengaging, organizational continuance. And the last one is career end. It's around 60 to 70 years old. So the needs in this period are planning for retirement, examining non-work interests, and the concerns are retirement and part-time employment. So, what can I learn from this chapter is that I learned how important selecting the best candidate to be the talent in our company is, and I can also learn how to manage the selection process to the process of retaining my employees based on their talent. And I also learned that career path in someone's life is not as simple as I thought before I studied this chapter. And this chapter is very beneficial for me in the future in order to be able to give my best to my employee in my organizations. And talent management is not only applied in company or organization but also in my family. So I do agree with this statement, because basically family is the same like a company. Our parents have to develop their children, which is me and my siblings, in order to be able to obtain their children's best talent. And one of the ways to do that is to discover the skills and potentials of the children so that the parents can have and develop good children. So that's all about the explanation about the chapter 9 of HRM class, which is the talent management. Thank you for watching, guys.